All right, Eric, good afternoon. Welcome to Canteen Talks.
Good afternoon.
Hey, glad meeting you a few weeks ago at the Rams mixer with Move United. That was pretty cool. Um, uh, you said some word that, or I said a word and you acknowledged it, and I immediately you got my attention. But
Yes.
hey, I know it's a little bit of water, but we're gonna do a little drinking
No
in
problem.
the canteen cups.
Yep.
Let me ask you this
Yes.
before we get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You know, where you from? What branch of service you enlisted in? Your rank and what years of service you provide. Let's kind of start there.
Okay. I was born in Northern California in another town known as Gilroy. It's
Okay.
also known as the garlic capital of the world.
Okay.
I was born there, and then my parents moved down to California because work related. So I grew up in downtown here in San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
So I came down over here in '87.
80s. Okay.
So technically, I was raised here in the valley.
Okay.
So I'm a valley boy. And then I decided to go in the military in 2009 in the Air Force.
Okay.
At that time, 2009, I went there because of job-related purposes. I was working in San Fernando Valley as a paramedic, as
Okay.
a LA County paramedic, and then in 2007, everything went down. They started laying off. I don't know if you recall. That's when the economy.
That's the market crash.
The market
Yes.
crash, exactly. So I went to Arizona looking for a job over there. Unfortunately, couldn't find a job, so I went in more for job security. That's
Okay.
why I went into the military in
So let me-
2009.
So you enlisted when you went to Arizona, or you enlisted out here? In
I
San
enlisted
Fernando?
in Arizona.
In Arizona. Okay. Okay.
So
So let me ask you this: so you said you chose the Air Force. Well, before I go, what rank of service and what years did you serve? You said
2009
Okay.
to 2015.
Okay, so a good 6 years
It's
roughly.
almost roughly 6 years.
Very good, very good. Okay, so you enlisted out there, several branch of services.
Mhm.
I know personally, I joined the Marines. I already had the mindset it's going to be the Army or the Marines, and I went with the Marines. What triggered you, or what helped you make the choice for the Air Force?
I heard that the Air Force was more of intelligence, more high rating, and that it was hard.
Okay.
And that it was one of the hardest branches to get into because they take it as intelligence.
Okay.
That you have to score a high score on your military test and all that.
The old ASVAB.
ASVAB, yep. So they told me, they're like, well, if you want to go in the military, and I joined the military because it was told by somebody named when I was looking for a job.
Okay.
And I went to work resource, and they weren't hiring. One of the guys was a veteran himself.
Okay.
He was in a wheelchair, and he told me that honestly in this view, he's like, he pointed behind the desk and he said, look, I know you're out of work. I know you have a bachelor degree. He's like, but unfortunately, a lot of people are out. The only thing I can decide for you so you won't be homeless and find work is go in the military.
Okay.
He's like, you might be a little late because of my age.
Okay.
I was 26 and a half, so I was pushing the line for the enlisted.
Okay.
But he's like, you have a degree. I have a friend that's a recruiter, so go talk with him.
Very nice.
And he said, go talk with him. He's an officer. You go in, you'll be an officer when you go in because of your degree. And
so you did go in as an officer?
No, I was going to go in as an officer.
Okay.
So when I went to talk with this recruiter as an officer, I took his advice. I went, told him, hey, I'm with no job. I have a medical degree from Cal State Northridge, and I'm public health, but I worked as a paramedic. And I told him, hey, I'm a medic. I worked. I lost my job. I couldn't find anything. I moved to Mesa. Unfortunately, I can't find no work here either.
Okay.
And he suggested for me to try to convert my license to Arizona. Unfortunately, I had to go back to school. And I'm like, I'm not paying another $30,000 to get the same thing. So I'm like, you know what? Just sign me up. He's like, unfortunately, we're on freeze to be an officer.
Okay.
So he's like, but wait a minute, I'll go to talk to my the enlisted side. He's like, you might get lucky. He's like, you might, because we're completely freezing the recruiting.
Sure.
So he goes talk to the enlisted side, and the enlisted side's like, well, we are on freeze, but we can probably get them in.
Okay.
So they got me in as a delay entry program.
Yes, familiar with that.
So they got me in a step. my age, they were like pushing it a little bit. They're like, well, you're like in the borderline, but we can get you in. But once you get in, you can probably cross train to an officer.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, do the enlisted, go cross train and become an officer.
Okay.
So I did the delay entry program for a while.
Okay.
That's how they called me. So they on October 1st or before October 1st, it was, I think it was January, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Around September, something in the middle of September, they gave me a call saying that they were going to ship me out on October 1st,
Okay.
in the beginning of the fiscal year of 2009.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I have an apartment here. What's going to happen with that? They told me, well, we'll take care of all that stuff. So they took care of all that stuff. They put me into a hotel for 2 weeks or a week so they can prepare us and took accountability. They're like, now you're going to be here at 10 o'clock every night. So,
Was that like part of MEPS?
yes,
Okay.
that was part of MES.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Wow.
So, they had me 2 weeks there at the hotel just preparing me and saying all that stuff.
Okay.
And they're like, okay. I'm like, but you remember, you have to be here by 10 o'clock. That's your curfew.
So they gave you a curfew.
Yeah,
That's funny.
So
Okay.
they were already training us
Sure.
for boot camp.
Okay. Well, let me
so-
kind of stop you there. Let's do a quick cheers,
Yes.
if we can, of our drinks. You know, little H2O this time.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're at MEPS.
Yes.
And you've been hanging out there with the curfew. A 26-year-old man with curfew, right?
Yes.
So now you have to go to boot camp. Let's talk a little bit about that. Where was boot camp for you?
It was in Texas, in Lackland Air Force Base.
Lackland Air Force Base.
That's
okay.
in, I believe that's in Lackland Air Force is in Texas. I can't remember the city right now.
Okay.
And that's the reason of my TBI.
Okay.
We'll talk about that a little
Sure.
more later on. But
well, let's talk a little bit about boot camp. Wait, so you get flown to Texas,
Mhm.
right? And you probably get it in
Greyhound to the airport, then from the airport.
How did they pick you up? Did they bring you in a
They-
taxi, or did they
No,
put you in
since I've lived in Mesa,
Okay.
I drove myself there.
Really?
So yes.
Lucky you.
So I still was able. I still have liberty, but I had to be at the hotel at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
But after that, my car and all of my belongings had to be turned over to my parents.
Okay.
So my parents went and they took all my stuff. They took care of it. Thank God for my parents. But they lived in California. But when they heard that I was going to the military, they went and they
Picked all your
picked
stuff
all
up.
my stuff, got my car,
Okay.
bought everything, put it in storage, or they took care of it.
Sure.
And that's what happened to my stuff.
Okay.
I know that the military actually gives you a storage, and they will put your stuff away
if you didn't have any. Okay.
if you had any, and if you had no one to take care of your stuff,
Sure.
they would have locked it up for you.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that part about it.
Which
Okay.
they gave me that chance.
Okay.
So
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, which was cool. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I have my parents. They'll pick it up, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
So they broke my lease, and they were awesome. They were taking care of me.
Yeah, it's great. So you fly off to Dallas,
Mhm.
and when you're in Dallas, does
Greyhound bus now.
Oh, now you went in a Greyhound bus from the
From
Dallas
the hotel to the airport.
airport.
And then from the airport, when we landed in Dallas, another Greyhound bus
Another Greyhound bus
to pick
okay.
you up there and then take you to the base.
Okay. Any drill instructors there?
They were waiting for you. Yes,
were-
they were waiting for you there.
I'm not familiar with drill instructors in the Air Force. What are they like?
They are basically just like drill instructors.
Just-
They're screaming at
they're still
you.
yelling.
They're all over you. They're pushing you. They're telling you what to do. If
Okay.
they saw you with your shirt untucked, they tell you to tuck in your shirt, hold your paper, line up, file up.
All right. So you arrive at the base, and I would imagine there's a receiving.
Oh
time.
yeah.
Tell me about receiving. What was that like?
It was hell. It was they open the bus, the drill instructor goes in and starts yelling at everybody, telling them to get off his bus and put their feet on the yellow printed feet.
Oh no shit! You guys had yellow footprints
Yes.
as well.
Yes, we dealt
Holy
with
crap.
footprints.
I thought it was only the Marine
No,
Corps.
no, we dealt with footprints too.
Oh shit!
So
Okay.
they came in screaming, telling us, get your bag, you have 5 seconds. put your back down on the left foot. Then I tell you to put it down, put it up again. No, put it down, put it up. Who told you to? So they were messing with you.
Yeah.
Technically, a complete chaos.
Yes.
So, and then they come in your face, screaming at your face. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're tired. You don't know what's going on.
How long was receiving for you? If you remember, how many days was it?
Of constant yelling or
No, so for us in the Marine Corps, if I recall correctly, the time I got onto the yellow footprints
Mhm.
to the time we went to our actual
bed.
to our actual platoon,
Uh-huh.
where we got picked up by our actual platoon. It was almost 3 days without sleep.
No, for us it was that we got picked up right away.
Oh, really?
We got out. They in processed us. They had our lunch too, a little box meal lunch.
Yeah.
And then we got our actual assigned unit. We call it squadrons.
Okay.
My squadron was 324, the Knights.
Okay. So I know the word squadrons because I was part of I was part of the Marine Corps Air Station, so we were in squadrons as well. So I understand that lingo. Some of the grunts and the other guys on the other side don't understand, but I can understand the air wing stuff because I was part of a wing.
Right.
Say that.
It's a wing.
Yeah, I was part of the wing. So you get picked up.
About 3-4 hours too.
Okay.
Of that.
In that time frame, before you get picked up, this is one of the funny parts I recall about boot camp is when we all got one phone call to make home, and we had to read a little statement. You guys had that as well. Tell me, what was that like for you?
That was ugly. You got the drill instructor over here by setting right there, having the paper in front of you, read the script, and then he hangs up on you. He's like, "Okay, you're done." Boom.
Right when you hit the last word, right?
Yeah, once you hit the last word.
And your parents have no clue.
No clue.
Isn't that so funny?
Yes.
Those are things that I think only us that have been through the service, any branch, understand and will remember. And those funny little things too, because it is funny.
It's funny now, but at that time it was like, what the heck?
Yeah, you were like hyper stressed, because you're getting yelled left and right, up, down, and then the person next to you is getting yelled. It's
and
so
the
much
awful part is a 26-and-a-half-year-old person getting yelled at, being told what to do, and being independent for almost, I've been independent since 19.
Okay.
So since 19 years old, I did things on my own, did my decision. Just going into that environment.
That's gotta be rough.
It was rough.
Yeah, because I would think if you look left and right, up and down, the majority of those folks in there were 18, 19-year-olds, right? Because I remember in boot camp when we had we picked up somebody that got hurt, and he was actually 27 years old, and we gave him hell. We gave him hell.
Trust me.
Because he was the old man. What's an old man doing with a bunch of kids, right?
And we were called Grandpa. That was my nickname in boot camp. Grandpa.
That's funny. All right, so tell me what boot camp was like. Where do you guys live?
Oh, we lived in
Air Force.
We lived in a dorm.
Okay.
It was set up with a bunch of beds and bunk beds, open room, open shower too.
How many bunk beds in your dorm?
Well, my actual little squadron, my bedroom was we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had 40 on one side, about 80.
Okay. So just so yours was equivalent to the squad base, because we had like 80 something guys when we joined. Right. I know some of the other folks that I've talked to had in the 70s and plus, right?
Right.
So yeah, okay. So it's a big group. Okay,
it was a big group.
All right, very nice. All right, so share with me some funny stories you may recall. Boot camp is always great, man. While boot camp was painful, boot camp is brutal.
It was brutal.
There's a lot of funny things that happen in there.
Yes.
You got a short story you want to share with me?
Yes, I do have one short story. The night that I arrived, I was tired.
Okay.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, constant yelling. And then he's like, "Okay, it's lights out, ladies." We're called ladies, of course.
Yeah.
So, lights out, ladies. You're sleeping in a position of attention. So we had to technically sleep in a position of attention all night.
Yes.
Then it was 1, 2. I only got about 3 hours of sleep there. They're coming in at 5:30 or 4 o'clock, making noises, racking up.
Yeah.
I'm covering my head. My drill instructor comes. He's like, "Hell no, you're not sleeping." And he flips the bed with me on it. He's like, "Nope, It's time to get up.
Wow.
You're going to learn, and you're going to learn you either learn or you learn in the fast way. And
Wow.
after that, I learned again not to oversleep, not to cover my head. Just
Oh,
it was not funny at that time. Like I was already
yeah. What do they
already
say? It's
mad.
like, oh hell no.
Yeah, it's like trying to wake up your 15-year-old kid or 14-year-old kid, trying to get them to school, and they're
Yeah,
just covering their head. Oh, I don't want to go to school.
that's funny. Yeah, I can see that as an adult. Well,
At
you're
that
an
time,
older man. I don't even know what to call you. You're 26, but because I was 19, or I turned 19 in
my
boot
nickname,
camp. So
Grandpa.
we're 18, 19, so it's just
It's funny.
you respond a little different. I know. I responded a little bit hard when they came in yelling. I'm like, my.
Oh, it was hard
I
on me.
play sports. I was never yelled at that way. I would get yelled at, but nothing like
Nothing.
intense, right?
No.
Intense.
No.
All right. Well, hey. So boot camp. What is the duration, or how long is boot camp in the Air Force?
That was 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a pretty good
I
amount of time.
I graduated from October 1st to November 27th. It was Thanksgiving when I graduated.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yes,
That's
Thanksgiving
a nice.
Day.
Thank God I'm out of here. Right?
Yeah, that was a thank God.
Thank
Yes.
goodness, right? It was a
Yes.
great day to graduate, right? Very
Yes.
good. So in boot camp, tell me a little bit about some of the training. Did you experience any injuries while in boot camp?
And boot camp, no, I did not get any injuries, but I did see other people get injuries. Unfortunately, I have a friend that went to boot camp and he actually hurted his legs. I
Okay.
think he got shin splint.
Shin splints. Okay.
Yeah, from the boots, and then another one for lower back pain for doing a lot of setups.
Yes.
Those setups are rough. I mean,
Yes.
you're doing flutter kicks and you're trying not to hurt your back, but you're literally laying on rocks and cement.
Yeah.
And
It's funny you talk about that, because that's a big part that I talk about is the sit-ups. We learn the kip, right? So
Mhm.
we kind of rock back and we lift our behinds, and
Right.
we're constantly landing on our tailbones. So,
Yes.
and then the boots, the flat boots, there's no arch
No.
support. And
they wait.
And then you go on hikes and you do all sorts of stuff. You carry weight on your pack. So
Yes.
yeah, I definitely see those injuries happen. So what happens to those guys that you knew
They-
that got injured? Did
They wash them
graduate
back.
with you, or they get recycled?
No, they recycle them.
Okay.
They wash them back. They go to a clinic.
Okay.
And they have them there away from the stuff resting.
From the beginning,
Uh,
or do they give them a chance to come back unless they can't carry through?
they get a chance to come back depending on their injury. If it's
Okay.
a major injury, they keep them in that
Yeah,
section.
yeah.
They pause them. They
Okay.
still have to do their exercises, of course,
Yeah.
and whatever rehab, whatever their injury is. But the only stuff that they believe in is Motrin. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. No other medication. Hey, you're okay. Just Tylenol. Let's go. Tylenol.
Motrin and water.
And
That solves everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Eric, let me ask you. Injuries happen. Obviously, you've seen them happening. Were you afraid of anything when you were in those 8 weeks?
Yes.
What were some of your fears?
Injury to the head. I mean, because we do a lot of stuff that, especially the obstacle courses that we went to.
Okay.
I mean, they want you to run and jump on a rope and then do things, climb a wall. That's about, I don't know how high it is.
Okay.
And then you have to go over that wall, and you're like, if you had no experience on that stuff, you're shaking.
Sure.
So my fear was like, okay, I'm getting yelled at. I'm getting pushed to do something. I've never done this before. I'm going to slip and fall. I'm going to hurt myself.
Yeah.
But with the constant yelling and people pushing you in the back, and
You get it done.
You get it done somehow.
Yeah, you get it done.
But that was my fear of actually falling from those obstacles.
Getting hurt and ultimately recycling.
Mhm.
Is that what it is? Yeah, I know some of the folks that I've talked to as I'm preparing for these interviews. They always say the biggest fear is getting recycled, right? Because I know myself, I want to get the hell out.
I tried not to hurt myself.
My injuries that I sustained in there, I had to suck it up and fight through. You know Bart, and I've interviewed him recently, and he talked about him injuring his ankle, and his biggest fear was recycling.
Yes.
Right, because we're three months of Marine Corps boot camp, obviously 2 months of Air Force boot camp. It obviously sounds intense. Doesn't matter which branch of service, you got drill instructors in there in your ear, waking you up, yelling you, pushing you to a level that you never thought you'd ever get to, which is great for us, right? Because we need to get strong, we need to be physically fit,
Right.
we need to be able to deal with whatever comes before us. But injuries happen, right?
Yes.
Injuries take place. So anyhow, and in terms of were they actually called drill instructors in the Air Force? Or
Yes.
okay, cool. So do you remember your drill instructors?
Yes, I do.
How many were there?
2.
2 drill instructors. Okay.
2.
What are their names?
One was Sergeant. What's his name? I forget it. One was Sergeant Soto,
Soto. Okay.
and then the other one was Sergeant. And I have him on Facebook. He was one of the scariest ones that but I can't remember. On top
It's
right
okay
now.
if you don't remember. I get that part. But you actually connected to him via Facebook?
Yes.
That is amazing. How did you find him?
I found them just because I wanted to know where my fellow airmans were at, and
Wow.
wanted to connect again because and this will be discussed more later. My isolation, and I was getting tired of being isolated, so
Okay.
I started trying to find them, trying to find
Sure.
my unit. In the beginning, I didn't want to have anything to be with them when I separated.
Yeah.
Triggered me, but now that I've been healing, and I'm like, it's time to find my friends again. It's time
Yeah.
to help them out.
Well, that's good, man. I appreciate that. And you know that one of the things that I think and I hope it brings value to any veteran, including family members, from children to parents to your significant others, is hopefully they walk away with stuff here from our interactions and our conversations, because they don't always know what we deal with in our heads, what we're dealing with in our hearts, what we're dealing with in our aches and pains in our bodies, and how we respond to it, right? How we try to cope with everyday life. And sometimes some of us handle it a little bit differently than others, and others handle it a little bit better, even though we're all going through similar issues internally that nobody knows. You know, in speaking with folks, I was traveling recently, and somebody didn't realize that I have significant musculoskeletal issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back, knees. And he thought I was just a healthy guy. He's like, dude, you look big and strong. I was like, I may look that way, but the injuries are internal that you don't see what I deal with. And that's just my life. And that's the beautiful thing, is that we don't try to show it to others. We keep it to ourselves. And like you said, you isolated. That's how you dealt with it. But I'm glad to see that you're out and about and courageous enough to hang out with me today, man.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So, hey, let's kind of start wrapping up boot camp for you. Any other stories you may want to share about boot camp that you think you want to put out there that would be great? Man, you never know. Another airman of those 80 that were with you at one point may come across this video one day and reach out and say, hey, I'd love to speak to Eric one day.
Well, I just want to let them know that boot camp at that moment is not fun, but later you will be laughing at it. And you come back and remember what the stuff that you did in boot camp, and you're like, oh, wow, did I actually do that? Did I actually physically, mentally do that? Because boot camp is, it's no joke.
I got to ask. I have to ask, Eric. Did you ever get in trouble for laughing or making
Yes.
mistakes? What did they do to you?
Push-ups. I was on the ground constantly.
Okay.
I think I was on the ground more than actually be standing up.
That's funny.
I was constantly, especially me being older. I wanted to like smile.
Yeah.
I couldn't smile. They were like, wipe that smile off your face, you're Smurf. They called me Smurf. They called me
Really?
bunch of names. Oh yeah.
That's funny.
And I was constantly on the floor, and it just came to a point where I already knew when they
You just knew.
It just knew. I'm like, once it came on my face, I was like, oh
Did you
no,
drop
it.
Did you guys have like so in our squad mate, which would be your dorms, did you guys have, like, we called it a classroom. It was a part in the very front where you first walk in, the drill instructor up there talking to you, but it's a giant square, right? And if you get in trouble for doing something while you're out on your racks, they call you, get in the classroom, and they bend you.
Yes, they do.
You guys had that too?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So,
it's called a break room for us.
or your break room.
The break room, and it's a break room because it was a break. It was because it was going to break
They're gonna
you.
break you.
You were going to be broken.
That's funny, right there.
That's why they said break room. You're going to go to the break room.
That is hilarious. Very good. Very good. Well, man, I just enjoy these conversations, Derek. Thank you so much
No
for spending
problem.
time. Hey, let's go ahead and start wrapping up phase one. As we talked about, there's 3 phases. This will be the end of phase 1. We'll take a little break, and then we'll come back to phase 2, and we'll talk about transitioning out of boot camp and going to tech school or MLS
Tech
school,
school.
right? We'll go from there. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right, thank you. Give me a second here.
No problem.